Hi everybody, welcome back to ML's Plans. It's ML here, and you'll notice this video is a little bit different. So I recorded this and the audio didn't save. So we're going to do a little bit of a voiceover here today. I'm showing you my vision board right here, and I did that video. I'll link it in the cards for you, and that's what I'm going to use for some inspiration on my goal planner. This is my goal notebook from Plum Paper. It has a monthly breakdown of goals. So what I want to do is create a yearly goal plan, and from there I'm going to break it down into what I want to tackle in January. I got this goals spread from this Stay Wild journal from the Happy Planner. I haven't used it much, and I really like the way that this was laid out. Instead of me creating my own goals page, I have this to utilize. So we're jumping in with a Pentel Energel pen, and then I have some Sharpie S-Note highlighters that I'm going to use. And I have a variety of categories that I am focusing on goal setting for 2023. And they include health and wellness, financial, social, my home, reading, and I can't remember the other one. We'll see what comes up. So this first one I'm doing is my social goals. So I want to do plans with friends at least one time per month. I'm somebody who can tend to not reach out to my friends nearby, and I would definitely want to spend more time with them. My second social goal is to have one date night with my partner, Sean, each month. Again, I think with COVID and us not going out so much, it seems like the weeks are going by really fast, and I really want to cherish the time that I have with him and do some adventures together. And then my third social goal is to call someone in my family every weekend and kind of do a little rotation, so I'm checking in with each of them. I talk to my dad pretty frequently, but I can definitely spend more time dedicated towards my other family members. I'm also just labeling that this is social, and I'm going to highlight it so it's color coded, so when I go to weekly goals, I can easily match those up. So now I am doing my health and wellness goals. I have, I believe, 3 that I'm going to write down in this box. And I am starting with a color coding here to make sure it's easier as I go on throughout the year to see which category corresponds with each color. The first goal I'm writing is that I want to run a 5K consistently by July 2023. I would say this is probably my biggest SMART goal, in the sense that it's like a clear goal with an expected deadline. I am also wanting to limit my alcohol intake in 2023. I really don't drink that much anymore, and I just want to continue reducing that as I go on. And then I'm going to continue my biweekly therapy, and those seem like really good things that I want to start and also continue working towards what I'm already doing, if that makes sense. So my next goals are going to be focused on reading. Reading is a really big part of what I do in my free time. So the first one is that I want to read 40 books in 2023. I read 43 in 2022, so I think I can maintain that amount of reading that I was doing. I also want to spend $0 on books in 2023. I have a library card and I want to use it. And then I also want to sell and donate some of the books that I already have. I don't often reread a book, so unless I feel very attached to it, it's something that I feel okay parting with. Okay, so the next category is home, and that's kind of like how I want to take care of my apartment and the environment I want to create here. The first goal is that I want to decorate my living room. I feel like my bedroom and my office are decorated enough, and the living room is kind of where I feel stuck. The next one is decluttering. I think this is a good thing to do every year, is to get rid of items that I no longer need and free up some of that space. And I'm interested in getting a kitten. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm putting it as a goal for 2023, and we'll see. So I'm moving on to the other half of the spread for just a few more goals that I want to write down for the year. And then from there, I'm going to do my first week in January of my mini goals. So the next section is financial, and then the longer box on the right is going to be my social media, ML's plans, everything I want to do goal-wise for the content I create for you all. So I have 4 big overarching financial goals. The first one is that I want to contribute $5,000 to my general savings account. And I've already accounted for these in my January budget, and I can link that for you in the cards if you want to go back and watch how I did my January 2023 budget. I also want to save $1,200 for 2023 travel, and this is a sinking fund that I'm going to be actively utilizing as the year goes on. I already have a few trips that I'm expecting. I want to save $2,000 in advance for Christmas. That includes travel plans to see my family in addition to gifts and things like that. And then I want to save for a potential trip to France in 2024. I don't have an amount for that just yet. Just kind of whatever I can tuck away, I'm going to plan on doing that. So for social media, I just kind of have 2 overarching plans. And the first one is I want to hit 500 subscribers on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel just yet, it would be so helpful if you did. And the other thing is I want to increase the amount of videos that I put out each week from 3 to 4 and see if that's something I can manage in addition to my full-time job, right? I kind of just do this on the side, mostly on the weekends. So I think 4 videos a week would be fine. And I think I have enough content that I want to share that I would be able to manage that. So this is kind of the yearly goals. I have a few boxes on the right that I didn't utilize just yet, but I have plenty of time in 2023 to get to those. Okay, so now we are jumping into the Plum Paper Goal notebook, and I'm just dating it at the top. That is January 2023. And I'm looking back at my yearly goals to kind of figure out what I want to do. This notebook has you do mini goals to achieve an overall monthly goal. For me, my monthly goal is to just jump right into 2023 and start tackling some of these goals that I have. I am someone who really feels like the new year energy, and I really want to capitalize on that. I was deciding what I wanted to do with this section where it says week 1, week 2, week 3. I ended up crossing those categories out, or crossing those words out so I could put my goal categories instead. So it's only 5 sections, and I believe I had 6 or 7 categories I wanted to focus on. So I just picked 5 of those that I think I could start off strong with. And those were ML's plans, reading, health, social, and financial. Great. So from here, we're sticking with the color coding. So I'm bringing back in the same colors from the previous spread and writing in my mini goals that I want to accomplish. So set my January budget and update it every day. I would say I update my budget every other day or once a week, and I really want to be more on top of that. And then I want to just get more clarity on what I want to do with my France trip savings plan. I bought this jar that I'm showing you that I want to tuck away money into as it becomes available to me. I still need to label it. I don't know if you've seen Pirates of the Caribbean, but I'm thinking of, I got this jar. If you know what I mean, let me know in the comments. So those are kind of my 2 financial goals to kick off with. For social, I am going to jump in with 3 right away. So I want to plan a date night with my partner, Sean. I want to reach out to some of my friends and set a date in January. I can meet up with them. Throughout the month, I'm going to call my dad, my brother, my stepmom, and my other brother. And that's going to be the starting point of my weekend calls to family. For health, I'm going to do 2 goals. The first one is to do a dry January, so no alcohol throughout the month of January. And then I'm going to run 1 mile at the gym every time I go to the gym. So I'm not forcing myself, right, to increase the amount I go to the gym. It's just being more intentional with what I want to do when I am there. And then we're moving on to reading. So I want to read 3 books in January. I think that's definitely attainable for me. And then I would like to buy 0 books. And that will be something fun to check off that I didn't do something. And for ML's plans, I want to see if I can get up 4 videos the first full week in January, just to kind of see how much additional time that will take. And I am also going to set my January video schedule so I have an idea and I have that planning in mind moving forward. Okay, so the big things happening this month is that I go back to work after the holidays on January 3rd. So I have a bunch of free time now, and once I go back to my full-time job, that's definitely going to impact the amount of time that I have. I believe I'm referencing my January monthly calendar. So the 16th is MLK Day, so I won't have work on that day. So that'll be a little bit of time to focus on my goals. And then I get paid. I don't think I write this on this one. I think it's the upcoming week. I have a payday this upcoming week. And then from my vision board, I pulled this quote. So it's imagine where you will be this time next year. And I just really like that sentiment of there's so much that you can do in a year if you're feeling motivated to do it. The plum paper also has you reflect on steps you can take to focus on self-care, to be healthier, to challenge yourself, which I really like. So I'm taking some notes here on what comes to mind. So on the back of this page is your weekly goal setup. So the notebook has you focus on a monthly goal, monthly goals, and then weekly goals, right? So it's kind of like breaking those down into what can you do each week to make sure that you're staying on track. So again, I'm looking back on what I want to do throughout this month and start picking what I'm going to do this first week of January. So the first one, setting my January budget. I need to update it since I posted my plan with me video for that. There's just been some changes and I recorded that a little bit earlier. The next one is like a combination. So plans with Sean and plans with friends. I think I can tackle that, right? Setting the plan so that I know when I can spend time with them. The next one is to run 1 mile each time I go to the gym. And then I believe I can read 1 book the first week of January and set my January, what is it called? My January video schedule for YouTube. And then there's some habit trackers on the right. So I'm filling those out as they come to mind. This is a really good way to break down your goals into manageable mini steps, I would say. I think I'm someone who's good at thinking at the big picture of like, what do I want? What feeling do I want to have? And then how do I get there can definitely be a little bit challenging. So I'm writing down some things that I'm excited about, some challenges I foresee. Number 1 is going back to work full time. And then for the first week of January, this is where I indicate I have a payday on Friday. I think it's like the 6th. So I will need to have my budget focused and ready to go. So the next page is the following week, and it's a similar breakdown. It actually has a page before it where you can do a reflection on how that week went for you before you jump into the next week. I'm adding in my goals, my yearly goals into this notebook as well as my vision board. I thought I was going to keep it in my classic, but I want to have it when I'm thinking about goal setting, so it's a little bit more accessible there. And then we are zooming out and taking a quick look at it. So that is my setup for 2023, what I'm planning on doing, 4 goals for working towards the different things I want to accomplish this year. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you take care. Bye.